Hi, welcome to T-Bad's Trucks and Stuff. Today, I'm going to pop the hood on my F250 here with the 7.3 Powerstroke diesel in it. And I'm going to replace a couple worn parts. And I got to do a good inspection in there and look around, because a couple times in the last week, I'd go to start it and nothing would happen. Then I'd let off, turn it again, fire right up. Like, it would turn over the first time, but it just, nothing from the engine, just the starter going, that was all. So we're gonna do a good inspection under there, see if we can spot anything wrong. And the parts I'm gonna replace is the intake tube going into the turbo, because it's all old and ripped up a little bit. I got a Ford Motorcraft replacement part for that. It's an updated version. It comes with a plastic housing that's a little bit bigger and a black intake tube instead of the orange one, and all the hardware to install it. So we'll replace that. I'm going to replace the seals in my crankcase vent thing on top of the valve cover. And yeah, we'll do an inspection in there and see if we can spot anything wrong. Oh, come on in, take a look. So what do we got going on in here? A little bit of fluid on the power steering lid. The orange hose here. Can you see way down at the bottom of the turbo there? This, it's like that, and it's even worse as it goes around. That's the problem with that. So that's what we'll be replacing. And the new kit is bigger around here, so it comes with a new housing right there for that, and everything to install it, a new bracket and a little elbow in the bottom over there, new one of those. So we're going to be replacing that. What else do we see in here? This is a brand new fuel bowl that I put on last year. All the stuff I had to do to get it running: the fuel bowl, fuel pump, remanufactured turbo, and I don't see any leaks from any of that stuff. The valley down there is nice and dry, nothing on the turbo pedestal. I noticed around this area of that intake plenum, there's a little bit of seepage there, which can be the boost leaking out, I think, or pressurizing and a little bit leaking past there. This side also has a little bit of oil seepage coming from somewhere. It could be the high pressure lines or from the intake plenum. May also just be leaking down from that guy over there. Looks like it's only got one clamp on it, and I know the seals are bad in it from when I looked at it last. If we look from the bottom, can look up at the CPS sensor there and see there's no oil leaking from it or anything obvious. The bolt looks tight. So also the tach was working, and it would run after the second time I turned the key. so that's not an issue. All of this fluid, I believe, is just from my drain right there, the water drain on my fuel bowl. See, my power cord is not on the bolt hole it's supposed to be on, or that stud. It should be attached up over there, so that can be addressed. My ICP sensor there was also replaced last year, and it looks to be all clean around it. Down in there, my IPR, another sensor I replaced, so you can see the clip is on properly. But let's see if we can touch it and make sure that it's not loose and the Tinnerman nut on the end is okay. Let's see what we can do. I'm gonna try and touch it with a screwdriver. See, there's my screwdriver. What can I... Did it just move? Oh, it did. It moves pretty easily there. Let's see what else can... Oh, look at that. That's not tight at all. See the play there? My nut must be coming loose. Where's it? Where's it at? Very hard to poke in there. Look very carefully way down there. What do we see? Oh yeah, I can just spin that just as soon as the screwdriver touches it. What did we get? A quarter or a half a turn there before it snugged a little bit. I'll have to get a wrench on that to do it properly. I know it doesn't need much, but it needs a little more than that. Well, I believe that's the issue there with that turn and nothing happening in the engine. And then the second time, it must have had more oil pressure the second time to work properly. But we'll snug that up, and that'll give me some more confidence when I take that out on the road. And now I'll get to replacing that air intake pipe there. This is the kit that I got. New hose, new plastic bracket instead of metal one, metal mounting bracket, and clamps, bolts. And oh, look at only one clamp on there. Maybe it only, oh no, there's the other one. I was gonna say that'd be weird to only have one. These are my seals for the crankcase vent there. I think the bigger ones, you can see them through the bag, go on the bottom. These are just teeny weeny little ones wherever they are. Not right there, right there. Those go on the screws, and I got a new rubber for my clutch pedal. It's a Dorman part, so hopefully it goes on there all right. That's weird, eh? Got some feathers in there. There's not a whole bird. I looked around. Now we can see inside my turbo here. Looks very nice, not touching or anything. No play in it. Spins nice and easily. A little bit of oil goes down there, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything. They must have knew it was going to happen by attaching that to it. So as we can see, the seals are very swollen, and this one is ripped and very swollen. And the massive amount of oil on the bottom, I'm assuming that most of the oil on that side is directly from this guy. So I'm going to get my parts cleaned up. We'll replace those seals and these ones on the top around the screws and screw that back on. All the old seals were black, all the new ones are white, and they all fit good enough. They hold themselves right in place. Yeah. Here you can see much bigger. That'll be a nice new throat hole for her. Got to be careful because these are sharp, but these will crunch this clamp here, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Oh yeah, that'll do. Okay, now we got the intake tubes all in there. That it looks really good, being the proper design of the hose to match. So now I'm going to try and get this 19mm wrench down there and tighten that nut up, the Tinnerman nut on the IPR. Can you see way down there? I got it to turn maybe a quarter turn or so of snugness, but I can't get my wrench back on it this way. And that's all it goes that way, but it's not loose anymore, but it's not very tight, that's for sure. But you can see now, as I poke around, it's no longer loose. This stuff doesn't just spin. I guess I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't want to overdo it, but that's as much as I can get it to move for now anyways. It wasn't much, so hopefully that'll do it. All our clamps are tightened down. Everything for the crankcase vent is all sealed back up, and our nut for our IPR is snugged back up. So let's fire it up and see what we got. Let's throw that pedal thing on there too. It is the same pattern. Gonna be a tight fit, I think. That's what we need though. Might be a two-handed job. Looks pretty good, matches alright. Well, let's fire up, see what we got here. That's a pretty normal fire for sitting for a couple days. It's alright. Okay, the glow plug's just turned off, so we'll rev her up here a couple times. Well, that'll do it for this episode of T-Bad's Trucks and Stuff. I'll take her for a ride, see if it's working properly. I'm assuming it should be. It sounds very much nicer with that IPR adjusted, the Tinnerman Nut there adjusted how it's supposed to be. So that'll keep me going on the road here. So make sure you check back in next time. I think my next job is going to be a coolant flush, replacing my thermostat, and I have the connector on the top of the thermostat housing. I have a new one of them to put on. So we'll be getting into that and plenty more with this Powerstroke diesel here. So see you later.